story that had happened to me this morning, and I wasn't having the best kind of morning, but I'll let you guys in on what happened. So I got to school a little bit late today because my alarm clock never went off. So I was running really, really late, but I was rushing, right? And because I was rushing, when I walked out of the house, I spilled coffee all over myself, and I was wearing a white shirt, and it was, a great shirt, one of my favorite shirts ever, so I had to get changed. And then when I was on my way to school, guess what happened?
The car broke down.
No, I didn't spill my coffee more.
Car won't start?
My car did start, however, I ran over a nail in the street. So, what do you think happened because of that? I had a flat tire, so I was running even more late. And then because I was running late on top of all of this, I rushed out of the house so fast, I forgot my lunch, and I did not have lunch today. It's not a very sad story.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel bad for me?
Yes.
Thank you for your sympathy.
Would you like some of my gold?
Oh, you know what? I'm fine. Thank God today's Teacher Appreciation Day. They had lunch for us, so it's okay. Turned out to be an okay day. But in my story, did you guys kind of notice any kind of structure there? Think about some strategies, comprehension strategies that we've been talking about. Amelia? Cause and effect, okay? So because something happened, there was something that resulted in it, okay? So let's take a look at this poster. We have our cause and we have an effect. So the cause is the reason why something happens. So for example, my alarm clock never went off. The result, or the effect of that, is the result of what happens. So because my alarm clock never went off, the result was that I was running late, okay? Some of the key words that help you identify when there's a cause and effect are according to, if and then led to, as a result, because, so. There's a couple more examples, okay? So why should we care about cause and effect, especially when we're reading? Jasper, do you have an idea?
Because if it's a story that's kind of confusing, that if you find out the cause and effect, then it will be less confusing because you will know why things happen.
Yeah, exactly. So good readers use cause and effect. They identify them in a story to help them understand the story, to identify the problems and the solutions, right? Okay. So most of you, all of you are logged on to Nearpod, right? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started on this PowerPoint. Okay, just a reminder, nobody has to touch anything, okay? Today we're going to be able to, by the end of this lesson, to identify cause and effect sentences. So within a sentence or passage, we should be able to identify which sentence is the cause and which sentence is the effect. That's our goal for today's lesson. So for the Nearpod, you don't have to touch anything, it'll automatically move for you. Okay, so like I said, Jerry, do you have a question? Yes, go ahead. So, like I said, for cause and effect, good readers identify the cause and the effect in a story by asking what happened and why did it happen. And we do this to help us understand the story a little bit better, okay? I have it on pen still. That's all right. Okay, so like I said, the cause is the reason why something happens, and the effect is the exact result of what had happened. Okay, so let's take a look at this example. Which is the cause and which is the effect? I have two sentences here. The first one is, I touched the hot pan, and the second sentence was, my hand was burnt. So, I'm not really sure which one is which. So I'm going to look at my graphic or my anchor chart that I have over here. I remember, cause is the reason why something happens, and effect is the result of what happens. So if I were to look, touching the hot pan, and then my hand was burnt, what was the first thing that probably had happened? And I'm thinking in my head that it's probably, what everyone? Number one. I agree with you. So the cause is I touched the hot pan, and because I touched the hot pan, of course my hand got burnt, right? Let's take a look at the next one. which is the cause and which is the effect? Same thing, I have two sentences. Hold on, Joey, let's go over them first. I was hungry is the first sentence, and the second one was I didn't eat breakfast. So going back to my anchor chart, I don't see any keywords here. However, I know that the cause is is the reason why something happens, and the result is what happened because of that. So looking back at my sentences, I think that the cause would be I didn't eat breakfast, and because of that, the result was that I was hungry. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes logical sense that way. It goes in sequential order. Okay, so the cause is sentence number 2 there. All right, you guys are so smart. I think that you have a good grip on this. So we're going to do a little bit of a pull. For the next slide, you guys are going to have to identify which one is the cause. Okay, so before you touch anything, let me just explain first. We'll hide your names. Okay, so on your screen, you have which is the cause. Your first sentence says it was dark outside, and your second sentence says the sun set. You have to identify the cause. Which one is which? Go ahead and vote. We'll see what everyone gets. Matthew?
Can you press submit?
You can press submit. Okay, your screen should say great. Give you 5 more seconds to submit. Yes, Marty? You just stay there. You're good. You're good. Okay. Everyone submitted? Let's take a look what everyone got. So one person said A. Okay, can you go back? So A was it was dark outside, and most of us had said B, that the sun sets. What was it? Oh, okay. No worries, no worries. Okay, you can always go back and edit. So why is the sunset the cause there? Looking back at the graphic organizer, who can tell me why the sunset was the cause? Joey?
Because when the sun sets, it gets dark.
Yeah, so that it just makes sense that way. So as the sun sets, the result is that it gets dark outside. All right, great work. I'm so glad that we were able to identify that one. Let's look at the next poll. Okay, so this time we're looking for the effect. Okay, your sentences say people pollute rivers, and then the other sentence says the fish population declines. You have to identify the effect. Press submit, press OK. Your screen should say great. No worries. It's okay. Okay, so it looks like we're all in, and a couple of us, let's see what we got. I see B, B, B. Just 2 of us had said A. The people pollute the river. Sorry, can you go back, Amelia? Okay, so sentence A said people pollute the river, and sentence B said the fish population dies. So which one was the effect? Most of us said B. So because people pollute the river, the effect would be that the fish population dies. When the fish population dies, if that was the cause, what would be the effect? It wouldn't really make sense that way, right? Tyler? People pollute the river, yes, is the cause. You're exactly right. Okay, let's take a look at one more example. Okay, this time you're identifying the cause. So you have 2 sentences again. Water boils, and the second sentence says, when the water is heated, the molecules move quickly. So you guys have to use your science skills here. Which one is the cause? Think about using your graphic organizer. Why something happens, what is the result of that? Okay, everyone should be in about 5 seconds. Okay, so it looks like, let's see, we've got, most of us had said B. When water is heated, it boils. Can you go back, Amelia? I'm sorry. When water is heated, the molecules move quickly. So that is the cause. This is why something happens. And the effect of that, when water is heated up, is that it boils, okay? So think about what happens first, and then what happens as a result of what happened, okay? Does that help you guys out a little bit? Okay, so for the next part, I would like you to pick someone to work with. You can choose your partners, okay? You and your partner are going to receive a packet that has 20 sentences in here. You are also going to get a graphic organizer. Jody, do you have a question about this?
Could you work by yourself?
I'd like you to work with a partner. If there's a group of 3, which I don't think so because we're missing 2 people today, so everyone should have a partner, okay? So let's go over this. You have 20 sentences in here, okay? You have to match it up with the right sentence, so your sentence has to make sense, and then you are identifying the cause, so which sentence is the cause and which sentence is the effect, okay? When you are finished with your group, just raise your hand. I will come around and I will check it briefly, and then you can go back to your seats and you can work on either reading silently or you can work an eye-writing lesson, okay? You don't need your glue, okay? It's just a matter of just pushing things around. You can take your sentences just in case you decide that, you know what, I really think that this sentence is the cause, and you'll just move it back, okay? So you don't need your glue. Everything's cut for you. It's just a sorting activity. Any questions? Matthew?
Can there be a group of 4?
No. Okay. All right. Find your partner. When you're done, I'll come around and start to pass these out. You can move anywhere you want to in your room. You don't need your Chromebooks. You can put them to sleep. Okay, when you and your partner are ready to go, raise your hand. I'll come around.